Oh, dang, I forgot the first
Oh,
words.
for fuck's sake. Welcome
Welcome
to the
to Drawn
podcast.
to Us and the
Yes,
podcast. I'm joined by my so lovely co-host, Katie.
that is the worst way to pronounce that name. And I'm joined by my lovely co-host.
I mean, it could use improvement. I thought for a minute you were having a stroke, but
And we are not joined by Summer today because we finally booted him off the podcast.
yeah, he was just too hot for us.
He was dead weight, and as I'll quoting Impy here, screw you, Summer. Go die in a ditch. Anyways, what's today's episode about, Impy?
Well, we're gonna review the first season, even though it's not the first season. I don't know. Don't blame me. Blame Summer. He planned it.
Yeah, this is actually a nice behind the scenes video where you can see how we deal when Summer isn't planning stuff and sitting here to moderate us.
We fall apart.
Right. So yeah, we're gonna go over all the episodes we've had so far and kind of give our little thoughts and comments on it, right? And just say, hey, that was pretty garbage. I can't believe we started a podcast. And then I'll laugh and Impy will cry.
Agreed. Okay. I have pulled up our spreadsheet detailing all of the episodes we've done.
Oh boy.
Actually, unfortunately, it only starts at episode 9.5 because
well, that's a great start. Is that when we started getting proper audio?
Actually, it was 1, 2, 3. It was episode 11 that you got a mic.
So you're telling me it's me who's lagging behind?
Yes.
Dude, just screw you, Impy. Anyways, episode 9. I guess let's start there. What was it called?
All right, episode 9.5 was the favorite books episode.
Oh Christ, I don't remember that.
I do remember. I edited a bunch. Well, I remember first that you didn't really have any books. You had Aragon, but you mentioned you more had screenplays that you liked more than books.
Oh yeah, I don't read that many books actually because I don't really respect storytelling nowadays, And I'm assuming, for the most part, that's just my arrogance and my hubris. Because how can I say that I don't like it if I haven't read that many books? It's just I don't know, It's that airport library vibe. You get what I mean?
Not really.
Well, it's something I noticed, which is that every time I walk into a bookstore, any bookstore, it just feels kind of like an airport library, like an airport bookstore. You walk in and you see those books that you only ever see displayed at an airport, and they're all kind of trash, and they're all like, the mystery of Murder Creek. Who died at Murder Creek? Or like, hey, don't fault me for being a woman, you misogynist,
Yeah.
And it's the same like three pattern books, repeated over and over. Mediocre horror, trash fantasy, or like real life book, that you get everywhere. And it's just I don't have the time or energy to kind of wade through that stuff to find good stuff,
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I have done it, so I guess I don't know, but I do know.
Yeah.
Interesting perspective. But you mentioned you read more screenplays. You did?
Yeah, because it was a lot. It was a big part of my literature study course, and I enjoyed it a lot more than books, I'd say, because I was able to like act out stuff, and I could kind of put emotion into the character and see emotion being put into the character by acting most of the time. Some of the time, the students, you know how it is when you do screenplays in school, or actually, you were homeschooled, right?
I was homeschooled.
Yeah, goddamn it. Well, I mean, you can imagine it, right? It's like this big epic Shakespeare's and like freaking scene, and it's played on like Romeo, halt. You will
Yeah.
not marry Juliet.
Yeah, I had in church, I back a long time ago when I was early teens, preteens.
Oh boy.
We did a couple little skits, our like Sunday school thing in front of the church. And yeah, the people were not into it at all. Okay, anyway, yes, go on. Wait. Yes, you enjoy screenplays because you can be a bit more involved?
Yeah. But I mean, it's not, it's not about screenplays right now. We should just move on with reviewing the episodes. Otherwise, we're gonna sit here and talk about freaking screenplays for another half hour. I remember in that episode you actually talked about the Lightbringer series, right? Was it
Whoa, you
Lightbringer?
remember it.
Yeah.
Dude,
You were
blew my
talking
mind.
you were talking straight up Lightbringer for like an hour or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was pretty nice, you were really passionate about that, When were we passionate about the next episode? Let's see.
Wait, yeah, favorite books episode. I talked about Lightbringer, I talked about Stormlight Archive, and the 5th book of Throne of Glass, which I don't remember the name.
Yeah, you were getting real angry about one of them.
Yeah, no, the books before that were trash, but this book was good. But yeah, I recently reread Stormlight Archive, as I'm sure you know from me rambling about it.
Oh yeah, I noticed that a little bit.
And it has proven better than I remember.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I can't even decide which one I like more, Lightbringer or Stormlight Archive.
Oh, we can have that little discussion. Maybe I'll even go read the books for it. And I think we have a book literature season, right? Something like that.
It's an art season.
Yeah, we'll bring books up. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Other than that, I think the only books I have to add are books I didn't get to mention were like Vorkosigan Saga. That was great. But we're not talking about books. We're talking about the next episode, the one on
Which was
languages.
episode 10, language. Oh my god, languages. What was that about? Do you remember anything about that episode?
I think I remember Summer asking, "What are languages and how do we communicate?" And I had some long analogy about a tree and cutting down a tree.
Did you
remember that?
No, I have no clue.
I was like, "What sort of communication happens through language?" And it was like the information that you want to put in, the information that the words have, and then the information how it's interpreted. And then there was a fourth one that I don't remember.
Oh boy, I have no clue actually. Yeah. This is gonna be fun. We're gonna have like episodes where we speak for like 10 minutes about it, like the stupid book one, and then like this where we just have no clue.
So yeah, languages, that was a great one.
Yep, loved it. My favorite of the season.
Special episode, the Valentine's special, the one that
oh my god, that was ages ago. Jeez, these are all super old.
Yeah, do you remember anything from the Valentine's episode?
No.
Darn you.
Oh wait, no, I remember we didn't do it on Valentine's Day, did we?
No, I think we did it before.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because we were all busy getting mad tail. Hell yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, we filmed we filmed. I filmed you guys on the 10th not on the 10th, on Saturday. And we did a Valentine's episode on Sunday.
Yeah, that's right. Oh boy, what was that about? Something. Probably something about love, right?
Yes. And the romantic era. When did it start? What did it involve? And how that affected the way Westerners view love today. Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. I brought up the whole boring literature part of Lancelot and King Arthur and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a terrible episode.
Hey, I moderated that one, so you're a terrible episode. Jeez.
All right, did you?
Yeah.
Don't worry, every other episode is terrible too.
Next episode, the one where it was especially terrible because I was not there. Can you remember that off the top of your head?
The first Me and Summer Alone episode.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Me and Summer Alone. I don't know what we were doing. Probably something terrible. We were trash talking you most likely.
Close. It was drawn to pets.
Oh right, yeah. I drew that whole like pet thumbnail. Yeah, that was cute.
Oh yeah, you did, and I was missing.
Yeah, didn't notice at all.
I wasn't there, and I don't remember listening to the whole episode. Do you remember what it was about?
No, I don't listen to these episodes. Who freaking does?
All right, next one was our second guest of all time. A marathon of fun.
A marathon. Is that a clue?
That was the episode title, A Marathon of Fun.
Oh, right. It was the sports guy. He was like, hey, I like sports. I'm like, that's cool. That's all I remember.
Yeah, pretty much.
All of these guests have been Summer's friends who just brought nothing to the table.
Yeah, we're slacking. I blame it on you.
What? Listen, I don't have friends, MV. You know that. You could always bring some fun Christian boy onto the thing.
Could. But I can't.
No?
None of them know.
Oh, you don't want to
pagans.
You don't want to reveal that you're doing a podcast?
No one's ever asked.
Do you think they would be mad that you're doing this with an atheist and a pagan?
No. One of my friends is probably doing a lot worse, but okay.
Oh boy, do you want to give me some detail about that? I mean, that sounds interesting.
I mean, it's not really that interesting. He's just not very involved in the church, and he lives with pagans and
heathens and freaking Satan worshippers. Disgusting.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, anyway. Marathon of Fun with Cooney. That was a guy's name.
Ah, yes, Cooney. He is nice, I think.
He was. Yeah, definitely.
He's talking something episode, something sports. Wait, that was the first episode where I had good audio quality, right?
I'm pretty sure it was just drawn to pets.
Was 11. It? Huh, I'm not sure.
I wasn't there for the first episode where you had good audio.
Huh. Well, I don't know. I just remember, ironically, when I got good audio, we had that episode, around the same time. I remember because Summer's audio quality dropped for that one episode, and I was like, well, this is great, Summer.
Yeah, he didn't plug in his thing.
Yeah, jeez. Oh my God, Summer. God, Summer, you're the worst.
Screw. I hate him.
God.
I'm so jealous of him. Oh, I mean, I hate him.
Wait. Shush, MP. Shush.
Okay, episode 13. Whose improv is it anyway?
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Are we boring? Because I don't remember any of these episodes.
I showed up late for this one.
Is that all you remember?
Well, it should be because I showed up late. You should be the one pulling your own weight here. Whose improv is it? You talked all about improv. Oh, and then you guys did the whole spiel where you guys pretended to be in a fight after.
Oh yeah, in my opinion, that lasted like way too long. That went on for like 40 minutes. I was just like, all right, when's the joke over, Summer? He just kept going, and I was like, well, guess we'll just continue.
Yeah, that was good.
I mean, did you like that? Was it nice? What did you think when you came in and we were just arguing?
Yeah, I was like, I hope this doesn't continue for too long because I don't want to moderate these two children fighting all the time. It's like, man, looks like it's the end of this podcast. Time to kill these two fellows and start over.
What do you think when you listened back to the episode?
I mean,
The
it was
big
all
reveal.
normal and stuff. Yeah, and then I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. Yeah. I mean, because at the beginning, Summer did, or after I joined, Summer was acting a little weird, and I was thinking, I was almost sure that he was pretending to, or he was acting like me, but weirdly. So he was acting a little bit differently, but you guys kept it up for so long that I thought it must be real. So it didn't fool me in the beginning, but sticking to it really got me. But then I listened
I guess
to it.
it wasn't a complete waste of time, just a moderate one.
Yep, pretty much.
Moving on, the next episode.
Schooled.
Oh, we had a school episode? You'd think I remember that one with how much I have to say about my school.
Yeah, this is the one where the most vivid memory from that one is where Summer had us read the quote alternating words.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, vaguely.
It's like if you judge a turtle by its ability to climb a tree, it'll grow up thinking it's stupid or something.
Yeah, if you judge a fish, but
Oh.
not a turtle, MV.
I mean, turtles can't climb trees either, so does it matter?
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah, that's the thing I remember most vividly from that episode, which was super weird. Why did he have us do that?
I don't know. Maybe he's implying that we're fish or something. You know, he's kind of calling us stupid, but also telling us not to feel bad because we're stupid.
Exactly. Yeah, we had some good thoughts about school, about how it's bad, how it needs to change. I think that was it.
Is that all our episodes?
That was episode 14. 15, History in the Making, with special guest Matt.
Matt Damon?
Matt, the Toolman Taylor.
Oh. I think I wasn't there for that episode, was I?
No, you were there.
Oh, was I? Oh, that's super embarrassing. Just kidding. It's fine.
At least the spreadsheet says you were there. You might have not been there, but I think you were there. Probably.
Well, what was it about? Fill me in.
History. American history.
Oh boy.
Matt, our special guest, he had a podcast of his own.
A successful one.
I think so. It was him and his friends play a D&D thing, but like with not what era is colonial times?
There we go.
Colonial times America, and they're like pirates and zombies.
I have literally never heard this before. I'm sure I wasn't there for that episode.
You'll have to listen back and see.
Oh yeah, ooh, go back and listen to these episodes. They all sound mighty exciting, don't they?
Especially when Heck gets all excited about it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I remember he talked about General Custer.
General Custard?
General Custer. I forget his first name. Robert Custer? No.
Robert Custard?
He was this super famous general who did
cocaine.
Who
invented custard.
Maybe. I don't know. But he like did these super epic things where he captured cities by himself or with very, very few men, and he got shot and got up from bed and went and conquered more cities, and he was a really cool guy. And then he turned traitor.
He did.
I think so.
He's a super cool guy, and then he tried to kill us all.
Essentially. Yeah, history in the making with Matt. He was a cool guy. We'll see you again sometime, Matt. I'm sure he's listening to this.
Oh yeah, of course. Why wouldn't he be? Matt, you schnozzle, freaking fight me.
What a shabuffle, jeez.
Yeah, God, Matt, freaking.
Okay,
Yeah.
episode 16. What's a stigma?
Did we call it that?
I called it What's a Stigma.
Is it a pun that I'm not getting?
Yeah, because like astigmatism.
Oh,
It was my worst title yet. I will say that.
what's a stigma? Seems like a real scientific question. I remember the thumbnail I drew for that episode was super minimalistic because we wanted to try that out.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, we only got 10 million views on that one instead of like the usual 50 million. Real embarrassing.
Yeah, you need to do better now from now on, heck. Geez.
Yeah, I can't believe this. My work is a joke.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, don't just confirm it, you jerk. What is this?
Stigma. I don't remember anything about stigmas.
Oh,
Sorry,
I just
Summer.
Yeah, we were just like talking about stigmas and stuff. This is a real nice pattern. I don't know. You know what? Why don't we talk about the future of the podcast a little bit? Like, where are we headed here?
Like the next episode?
No, like the whole future. You know?
Oh wait, actually, the next episode, Summer won't be present for, so we'll be talking about bipolar disorder, depression, etc. And we're gonna have one of Summer's professors as a guest too.
What?
Hey, he wrote it down. Don't blame me.
Did he? Why would Summer not attend the podcast when one of his we don't know his professors? They're like professors are fancy professional people. We're like the slobber. We're like the bottom of the barrel here. You know, we're like that grime you scrape up, and then you're kind of like, oh, what is that? And you're not sure because it's like muck that's accumulated over like 10 years. And that's us. And the professor's gonna come in, and somebody's gonna be like, oh yeah, hey, I'm here to talk about something real serious. I'm gonna be like, ha 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 ha, depression, and then they'll never talk to us again.
I mean, it'll just match the pattern of the rest of our guests. Boom. Burn. I mean,
I've been destroyed. Yes.
The future, I don't even know. I mean, because we're not done with first season, but we're doing a review episode of the first season.
I don't know. You know, I mean, we still haven't really decided on episode format.
Yeah, it'll be close. I mean, we're getting close. Maybe in the future coming up, we're supposed to be recording an episode on the 4th of July.
Oh boy.
Wait, really? 4th of July? Huh. I wonder if I'll be able to do it. It's on religion. That one.
Oh boy.
The title is just religion.
Religion full stop.
Yeah, that should be fun.
I do think so. I mean, we do have these kinds of discussions outside of the podcast as well. I just kind of sit down and I tell MP how he's wrong for 45 minutes. And, you know, that's that. And now you guys are going to be able to listen in. It'll be real fun.
Be able to see heck just confused logic. It'll be fun.
How dare you confuse logic here, my rear end. I have the most exquisite reasoning on this planet.
Wow. Your logic is sound.
Thank you.
So we're doing 13 more episodes or so. And then we get into season 2, which is all about art.
Finally.
And that'll go until looks like October, November of next year.
Oh boy. I feel like I signed like an 8-year contract with this freaking podcast.
Oh wait, I was looking at it. It's actually August.
Jesus
Yes.
Christ, isn't August like super close?
No, next August. Next August.
Oh my god.
That's how long our art season will go, for about 8 months.
We really got to spice up the commentary. I mean, I don't know. How do you think our commentary is? Because I've been doubting my commentary skills. You know.
Huh. I mean, I've been doubting your skills too. But...
Whoa, Impe, you sure do want to die, don't you?
No, I think actually so far, I mean, I just sit there and listen to you guys the whole time.
Yes.
So I can do that.
I thought you were leading in with like, so, you know, I listen to you guys, so I know what the commentary's like. And you're gonna say some nice, you know, feedbacky things. But no, you're just telling me and Summer in retrospect that you're gonna sit around and do nothing.
Pretty much.
Oh well, you heard it here first, folks.
I enjoyed your commentary a lot on the art one. The where you talked about the history of art and stuff like that. I mean, it was a bit more prepared than usual, which was nice.
Oh really? Is my unpreparedness not appealing?
I mean, most of the time you just head back to the same old, well, I remember in school, or man, this reminds me of something J.K. Rowling did.
It's legitimate life experiences. How dare you? I mean, I guess that's the lack of preparedness, but I don't know. I mean, we've done some pretty similar topics over the first season as well, and most of my expertise does lie in art, which we actively avoided because we wanted to have an art season.
Yeah.
So
that is a thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying our commentary, our back and forth at the moment. I did like last week's a bit. Was it last week's a bit more? Because we were a bit more argumentative, and I just like arguing with people.
Oh, we can argue. You suck. Now defend yourself.
No, we can't argue. We're not allowed to argue on air. Come on.
No, you Impy. I'm making the stance here. You suck. Defend yourself.
I mean, I have used straws in the past, so yes, okay, you win. Moving
on. And this concludes the argument.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the art season because, like you mentioned, a little bit more prepared as, especially with writing. I know a lot about it.
Yeah, and I know Summer just finished a writing course as well, so it's gonna have that to talk about.
Yeah, it'll be. I'm imagining it'll be kind of a repeat of some recent episodes where we argue over one point for 45 minutes, and then the rest of the 15 minutes is just us agreeing on every single on the 10 other topics that we have to talk about.
Well, I mean, that's not necessarily bad.
It'll be fun.
I mean, when we do that season, I'm also gonna be at university, I think. I think that's what the timing dictates.
Ooh, so you'll be full of knowledge and brain things, and
I'll be twice as empty because I'll be paying attention to neither.
That will be no fun. Oh dang! I just checked episode in December. On December 19th, we have an episode exactly on J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter. Just for you.
Summer wants to bring in his significant other, who is apparently a big Harry Potter nut.
Oh,
yeah,
that'll be so fun.
It might be the end of the podcast.
Or it might be the beginning of Summer's next period of singleness. We'll see.
Oh boy. Think about people you associate yourself with, Summer. I'm leaving. I mean, I am planning on making a big stink about Harry Potter in the sense that I will do my research for the first time properly, and I'll read up on all the books, I'll watch all the movies, and I'll go into the background and see how she wrote them. And I'm coming back, and I know I'll win because I know that J.K. Rowling sucks. It's like Summer and his girlfriend are coming in to argue a fact, you know? It's like water is wet. No, it isn't. Well, okay. You can disagree and you can win the argument, but you'll still be wrong. You know?
The finest episode we're ever gonna have. It'll only be downhill from there.
I don't know. Let's just pick out a few interesting episodes, I guess, and then we can talk about those in this episode review instead of going through them all, because I think we remember them all.
Yeah. We don't really have much more. We lost those two. Well, I lost those two mental health episodes that I thought were really nice.
Oh yeah, we lost 2 entire episodes, which coincidentally are our most popular episodes.
Yeah, we had dozens of people on Discord listening to us.
Yeah, millions.
Yeah.
What were those episodes about?
Well, the first one, I outdid myself on these titles. They were perfect. So the first one, lost episode 17. The title was Mental Health Is. Isn't that perfect?
Mental health is?
No, like as Yoda, mental health is.
Oh, hey, that is good.
I know, and it works like 3 different ways, because you could say mental health is correct. Mental health is a thing. You could say mental health is, yes, health is mental. Exactly. And then you could say it like Yoda or something, and it just works so many ways. I enjoyed it.
You know, that episode would have totally been our debut, and we would have gone on all the talk shows.
Viral.
Like Dr. Phil, who would have been like, "What's wrong with you people?"
We're mental.
Aha! And then we'd be sent to the ranch immediately.
That one was about. I think that one was more about like depression and how to upkeep your mental health and stuff like that. I don't know, because I lost them. It was in a period where I was very busy. Wow.
Busy sabotaging the podcast, I see.
Exactly. Tell everyone.
What was the second lost episode?
The second lost episode was on specifically schizophrenia and a couple other mental disorders. But man, the title for this one was just my favorite title I've ever done. The title was The Many Voices of Schizophrenia.
That sounds real documentary like.
It was gold.
Well, maybe we should just use them for another episode. It won't make any sense, but it'll sound fun.
You'll probably get a lot of commenters going, "Well, I signed up for schizophrenia. What are you showing me? Why is this all about?"
Yes, our one listener. What's her face? Emilio.
Ellie. Hey, Ellie. Thanks for listening in.
It's nice to have you here.
Yes.
Do you know her? Do we know them? Are they like somebody we know?
I'm not sure. Ellie, comment, because I think she might have been in the art server. The art server.
Yeah, Ellie, reveal your hidden identity, and if you're somebody we know, we'll end you.
Or we'll make you give us money. One of the two.
Or we'll bring you onto the episode. This show. We'll be like, "Welcome, Ellie," and then she'll call us out for all the BS we do.
The BS you do. Come on.
Anyways.
Yeah, those were the 2 lost mental health episodes, which is a shame because I really enjoyed them. But anyway, moving on.
Yeah, what other interesting episodes did we do? That weren't conveniently deleted, so we can just claim that they're interesting.
2 episodes, no, 3 episodes ago, I think, was actually... Okay, tell me how good the title was. With great power comes great.
I feel like it would be great if I knew the context of the episode.
Oh, it was all about power and what kinds of power.
With great power comes greatness.
See, but that doesn't go as well.
It's just with great power comes great.
See, people are like, you're supposed to end that sentence with responsibility, fool. And then they click on it and listen to the whole thing waiting for me to finish it. But I never finish it.
So you base the entire episode title off the fact that you could torture our viewers into listening.
Yes, exactly. And
brilliant.
It's technically a sentence because with great power comes great.
Ness. I just want to say Ness.
With great power comes great.
For goodness sakes, with great power comes a great clobbering to Impy's head.
I mean, you do have the passwords and stuff, so you can go change the title if you want.
Oh, no, I'm fine. I mean, freaking... I'll change the title when we get like millions of viewers. I'll go back and change titles to like butt munching. Impy's Impy what's it? Pastor interview recording 1. Something like that, real official, so it'll look real strange.
I mean, it might get us views. Who knows? Yeah, and then it wasn't last week, but the week before that, it was Distraction Attraction.
Distraction Attraction. I like that. That's like a power move. That's like a Pokemon move.
Yeah. It's perfect. No. I still enjoy the mental health episode titles better. But yeah, Distraction, it was all about distractions and how we get distracted by being distracted. Oh yeah, that I was super late on it and I just uploaded it last night, which is late.
Oh boy. Well, I guess you guys can go listen to it right now.
Yes, even though we're releasing this episode 2 weeks after it's been released.
God damn it, I totally forgot about that. That's so stupid. God, I hate this. Everybody on YouTube sucks. You viewers, you all suck. Man, maybe we're just building on the wrong platform. You know what I mean? I mean, this is a bit of a tangent, but I was talking to this artist the other day on freaking Instagram, right? And they had like 50 or like 100-ish followers, right? Not that much. Not that much for an artist, anyways. And they were just talking, and then we were just chatting about stuff. And then a few days later, I saw one of their comics like reposted to just a random Tumblr account. I was like, man, that's weird. I better inform them. If it's like theft. And then they told me like, no, I totally went on Reddit and I got like, what's it, like 20,000 upvotes on my stuff. I'm like, Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? Like I spent like I've been like on Instagram for a couple of months now, and I had to like fight for every one of these stupid followers. Like I had to claw my way through all of it to get to this point. And you just post it on Reddit, boom, bada bing, bada boom. You get real uplifted. Maybe we're just fighting the wrong algorithm. Like how in Insta, the algorithm kind of punishes you for not posting 4 times a day. Maybe YouTube punishes us for being a dumb podcast.
Well, we are uploading on Anchor. Well, you were supposed to be uploading on Anchor.
How dare you? I actually have no idea if we're still doing that, because last time I think Summer said I didn't need to because we're switching to 1-hour episodes again.
I'm confused as you are.
Yeah, see, maybe we need to get better organized as well.
Yes.
But yeah, I wasn't
figure
sure what to do there.
Upload some episodes. Check which episodes are uploaded and upload the ones that we don't have up yet. Maybe. Try
I
that.
guess. Maybe. Perhaps. But that would require me taking a personal interest in this podcast, and we both know that's not happening. Well, I mean, I can see if I can do that tomorrow, maybe, or the day after, because I'm kind of busy tomorrow. But yeah, this is meta commentary in our fun review episode.
Yeah, this is gonna be our most popular episode.
Most popular one. Or how about what? You know what, Impy? Why don't we review your sassy attitude? And
My sassy attitude. Well, you don't need to be talking about my sassy attitude with your attitude up there. Y'all attitude.
Right. Review over.
Okay, good. Yeah, I think that's enough about the podcast. I have the question.
Mm-hmm.
We're copying a question from Radiolab. One of the recent episodes was on a really cool topic, and the premise of the episode was this. Okay, get ready because you'll have to think about this
Sorry,
one a little bit.
I'm ready. I'm so ready.
Let's say that a cataclysm destroys all scientific knowledge of the human race.
Did you just say an ape?
A cataclysm destroys all scientific knowledge of the human race.
Yes.
And you are tasked with leaving behind one sentence for the future population, for the future of the people. And it's your job, I said, to leave it behind. So you have to leave behind one sentence in as little words as possible to this future world. What would your sentence be?
I mean, do they even have a semblance of words? Do they even understand concepts, metaphors, stuff like that?
We are assuming so. I know it kind of breaks itself in the world building, but just go with it. Okay, I can tell you a couple of the responses they got.
Yeah, sure. I can think of a few, but I'd love to hear some first.
So, this question originated back in the early 1900s, I think, with Feynman. If you know anything about quantum physics, if you know anything
I
about,
know him.
Yeah, it's a Feynman diagram, but he was a really, really smart guy who did a lot of stuff for science, and he was tasked with starting this curriculum at whatever college he was at. I think it was like Stanford. But his first lecture in that introductory to physics course was this question, and his answer was the atomic hypothesis. So the atomic hypothesis is basically everything around us is made up of tiny little pieces of things that don't exist. He phrased it better. And they attract each other and something else.
I think
I don't quite remember.
I don't know. Why would he want to leave? Did he leave his reasoning as to why he wants to leave that knowledge?
So basically, from the atomic hypothesis, you get pretty much all science. You can get machines, you get combustion engines, you get nuclear power, you get chemistry, you get all the other branches of sciences like biology. From these few words, it can be reasoned that all of science is based on this sentence, on this knowledge. So if a future race were to hypothetically have this sentence as their only form of knowledge, they would invariably become very advanced to at least our level. That's what we understand. So like this sentence could jumpstart a new society. And that was his reasoning, like to set them up in a way that we never were.
See, that's nice reasoning, but if I had to consider it from like a completely apocalyptic standpoint, I mean, how useful would that knowledge be starting off, and how well would that knowledge be retained, carried forward? You know, I mean, if it's like a completely new start, and then nobody really understands what it means for a few 100,000 years, because nobody really, they're still like, oh, fire, I have like no clue what the hell to do. And then, time goes on, and then instead of thinking, oh, everything is molecules, everything is science and atoms, they're like, okay, everything is tiny, small pebbles, and that translates into like things are like small spirit things or whatever. And it takes on a new form, and then the knowledge is ultimately lost because it was too vague to help people to begin with, and too complex to be passed on accurately throughout the ages.
Yeah, and that was one of the things they brought up, like that little kid who finds your message. He doesn't care. He probably can barely even read. He just wants some fire to keep warm at night. So that was one of the things that the other people had against his reasoning.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
question. A couple other responses, because they went out that. So Feynman was the scientist's answer. So they went out and asked some like musicians and artists and writers, what would they write down for future people? And they got responses such as, "You know more than you can say."
But that's fucking stupid as well. That's like the stupid. That's like the freaking. I'm sorry, I'm getting mad at this, but this is like the stupid live, laugh, love, fucking like teenage garbage. You know more than you know. Well, shut up. That's in the context of modern society, not in the context of ape humans who live in the post-apocalyptic world. I mean, think about it. It's like a freaking dumb ape, smacking a coconut against his head, and then along comes this pompous like piece of paper. It's like, you know more than you think you do, and then you just keep smacking the coconut on his head.
Another one was, I think fear is the only reality. I think something along those lines. I don't remember word for word. You should go watch.
That's like raising people to only believe in anxiety.
One of them, it started off, I don't remember the beginning, but the second part was God is a woman. And then the artist who was saying this said, can I also leave behind a mural? Because if I did, I would leave behind a mural, like one of those Michelangelo paintings where it's big and epic and magnificent and where God is reaching down, except God would be a woman. And also God would be one of those bug-eyed alien women. So, like those little gray aliens with the big eyes, and she'd have big lips, and she'd be 40 feet tall. It was weird.
I mean, I can still respect that a lot more, because at least that kind of challenges and flips society as we know it now on its head for a new generation, But then again, I mean, I don't know. I can't judge the impact of that. On one hand, it's like, sure, we'd have probably much more female-dominated society in the future, if God is female. But then how would that last, Would the new humanity revert back to like sexist standards and just make the males dominant again, and then this would be some undiscovered piece of history? Or would it be like, hey, in this new world order with new humans, females are actually biologically the stronger sex, and then now we have just reinforced sexism in a new society where females are just the dominant sex, and the males have to fight through years and years of oppression. I mean, it's a nice sentiment, but how well will it translate? But then again, I guess it's not about how well it will translate. It's just about thought experiment behind all of this, the thoughts you can get. Yeah.
Okay. And the last one I'll do is, so they brought the question to a guy who actually studied under Feynman, who knew Feynman, who dated his daughter. Dun dun dun. And the guy had actually had many discussions on Feynman on this very topic. And his eventual conclusion was, I wouldn't leave anything behind. And his reasoning is that, well, he wouldn't leave anything scientific behind, like the atomic hypothesis, because what would be the point? It's nothing's hidden. It's just science. It's the natural world. Nothing's going to change about that. So they can find that by themselves anyway. And who knows, maybe telling them all this science stuff will just get them to a nuclear holocaust even sooner. And, we don't want to change that. And then why not something artsy? Why not leave behind something like love and live, laugh? Well, for pretty much exactly the reasons you just mentioned, because with just one sentence, there's no context behind anything. So it would invariably just become a new gospel, for lack of a better term. It would become this one sentence that everybody it would take on a mythos of its own without actually having context and being understood properly. So you would have like a female-dominated society with sexism, or you would have people worshiping fear, or whatever the other one would say. It would just become this misunderstood thing. So he would just leave behind nothing. And I guess, yeah, that's an option. So
I guess, but it also seems like a hell of a waste.
yeah, like you're living in this future dystopia, and you come across these ruins, and you come across this one notepad, and it only says one thing: I didn't leave you anything. I don't want you to know it at all. Yeah.
Well, if I was the person discovering that, I'd be like, man, fuck you.
It'd be pretty bad. So anyway, now that I've gone over all the questions, what would your answer be?
Well, what would your answer be? I'm actually more curious in hearing what you would say.
I don't know.
Because I think we'd have really different answers, actually.
Because, so when I was thinking, or when I was listening to the episode, I was thinking the whole time, like, atomic hypothesis, that's pretty much would be my go-to sentence. Because it makes sense, it'll jumpstart society. And then when I got to the more artistic stuff, the more artistic stuff, I was like, no, that's garbage. Because exactly for the reason that it would just take on this mythos of its own, and it would be just ridiculous. It'd become a new Bible, which I don't want. I want the old Bible. So I wouldn't leave anything artistic.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much limited to scientific after that. But then he made his point about science is just the study of the natural world, and the natural world is there, just waiting to be discovered. So why change things? And I agree with him. So I couldn't really think of anything else to say.
I think I can think of something.
Yes. So in essence, our answers are very much different because I say nothing.
Yeah. I'd say something along the lines of all right, don't get mad at me for this, but I'd be like, God isn't real, religion isn't real, and you are all worthless in an unfeeling universe. You know?
Yeah, that was pretty similar to one of the other answers they got also.
Well, I mean, it's even if God is real, and even if we do all have meaning, I think this is the easiest way to just avoid all the senseless conflict people had throughout the ages. with race and religion and crusades and all that stuff.
Wait, humanity doesn't change though. They're just gonna find other reasons to have conflict.
Sure, I know, right? It's impossible to avoid, but I think it's still the easiest way if you say something like this, right? Because if you say anything besides the fact that everyone is equally worthless, you won't, you always have a group. You always have a group and the outsiders, But if everybody's worthless, then there's no value to your race or your skin color or who you are, male or female. And if there is no God, then there's no safety net, So even if there is, then sure, fine, you'll find out when you die, right? And it'll be good if you live your life as a good person. But if you live without the knowledge of that safety net, you'll just, I don't know, you'll be forced to adopt new qualities, and qualities like, hey, there's no greater good to appeal to, There's no prayer, there's no reason to fight anybody because they have a different idea of what could happen after we die than I do,
I mean,
you kind of get what I mean.
yes, I get what you're saying, but I also, like I mentioned, people are just gonna find other reasons to fight. People are still going to be people. They're still going to believe in something, and they're still going to find reasons to ostracize people who don't believe what they believe in.
The closest thing that would probably happen is what happens in Animal Farm, where they start out with all animals are equal. Like I would start out with all humans are equally worthless. And then, it kind of evolves into, all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. And then it would be the exact same thing. All humans are worthless, but some are more worthless than others. And then, you'd have the whole thing. But yeah, I guess it is a tricky thing. I don't know. Maybe you just, if I had to choose, and if I thought about this for years and years and I couldn't come up with anything, that was definitively like a good answer for me, then I would probably go the same route you go, which is just, hey, I wouldn't say anything. And if I don't say anything, I might as well just say fuck you. Then that's the last remaining, piece of knowledge that carries over. And if they want to build a religion around those words, that'd be interesting too.
Pretty sure it's called hedonism.
Actually, it would be fun to include a quote from Diogenes. You know Diogenes?
Yep, the chicken guy.
Yeah. He's like the anti-philosopher. So what do we have here? I'm trying to find a funny one.
Man is a chicken.
Oh god, yeah, wasn't it Plato who said we're just wingless bipeds?
Featherless bipeds.
Featherless bipeds. And then Diogenes took the crap piss out of that for him.
He grabbed a chicken, he ripped off all its feathers, and
behold Plato's man. Yes, that's what it was. Behold, I've brought you a man. After the incident, Plato added, with broad flat nails to his definition. Oh, so Plato didn't even change his definition. He just edited it. Oh, that's great.
Then asterisk number 1.
Man, Diogenes is funny. But yeah, you're right. I guess in the end, there's no perfect answer to what you could leave behind.
I usually am right, so.
How dare you, MP? I'm curious what Summer would say to this. He'd probably come up with some smart answer, and then we'd argue about it for another hour.
We'll have to ask him next time.
Well, I don't know. What do you think would happen if you went the opposite of what I suggested and went with there is only one God? It's this God. Bada bing, bada boom, be nice to each other.
You mean yes? Again, a lot of context. It would create a society that's very much monotheistic, but it would just end up splitting into many different types of monotheism. Like we do have Islam and Christianity, which are just monotheistic. We have Gnosticism, which is there's just a lot of monotheistic societies.
I guess
out there.
the crux is that whatever knowledge you leave behind will be perverted and, changed throughout history. I don't know. I was just thinking if it's unavoidable, then you might as well lean into it and try and manipulate it to flow better instead of trying to avoid it. I don't know,
Yeah, that would make sense. It's just...
Hey, you can't even leave something behind, like be kind, because then they just add to it, be kind to everyone who is on blank or something like that,
So let's see. Let's create a phrase that cannot be misunderstood.
You're stupid, full stop.
You're stupid, but I'm not.
The first person to find this message is gay.
Like, no, bro, you found it first. No, man. We look rock, man.
Huh. Well, what if you didn't try to leave? I guess maybe the issue is that you're trying to like leave some message behind, some knowledge. What if you left something behind, like, lol, we all died? That'd be interesting for historians, right? I mean, how could you build a religion around that or a belief?
Well, let's say the sentence was humanity wiped itself out on November 22nd, 2297 because of from a nuclear holocaust. Well, that would probably make a society that's deathly afraid of nuclear power, which is a good. I mean, nuclear power is nice. It's a lot cleaner than the other stuff we have.
Yeah, I wonder if something like that would. Well, I mean, then again, if I were the first person to find that message, and it's been like, I don't know, it's been a while, you could easily use that for like some political advantage. You could just change the last part of that from being nuclear power to anything that's threatening you or your position, right? Vegans.
Humanity died because they refused to eat beef.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. Who knows? Actually, maybe you'd. I think the operative, the main issue of that sentence is due to or like because of, So if you had something purely like November 14th, 2024, we all died, and then that would be it. That would be like a nice historic leave behind, And people could probably research into why we died, but then at that point, they'd have to have more evidence, I suppose, instead of just believing the word of somebody who lived during that time. They'd have to try and prove it more, and they wouldn't have that initial proof of our word, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they'd have to research, find out stuff.
You know what? Why even do any of that? Why not just say something like make sitcoms? Recreate the Friends episodes.
Oh, because Friends is boring.
Well, it is pretty bad, but what is a good sitcom?
I don't know. I don't watch sitcoms.
God damn it! You just know that Friends is bad.
Yeah.
do 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 do.
Let's jump in a fountain.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. What if you just, I don't know, write down something like you ever tried frying chicken?
You ever tried frying another human?
Human sacrifices are whack. Don't
I require a sacrifice every Monday.
don't colonize. Don't colonize. Full stop. Let's see here. The only real joy in the world is copious amounts of drugs. What's simple? It needs to be simple, right? That's the whole issue. It needs to be simple enough that it's very difficult to change. Or even pointless to change. What's so basic that it would be pointless to change? I guess Feynman was was going along the right track with just giving pure information about science, I guess, because it is just knowledge. How are you going to use that for evil unless you build on it, right? And then when you build on it, you've pretty much already achieved what Feynman wanted, which is the advance of science.
Yeah.
So, I guess something like that would be nice. But then again, we do have the religion argument. Look, we're spinning in circles here.
I mean, I've stopped talking a while ago. You're just going.
I'm just self-spinning.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting question.
I guess we're done, right?
Welcome to John. No.
John.
Yeah, I mean, did you have any other topics? Summer, I don't know if you saw Summer tagged and said we should talk about religion.
Oh, should we? Did he?
We're gonna do that in a couple episodes.
Oh boy, well, that's gonna be fun.
It will be fun, but I don't know.
I suppose that's it. Well, goodbye to Drawn to Us. See you.
I don't know. I don't even know what to talk about religion because religion is a big topic.
Yeah, I know. Well, we can save it. We can save it, right? It'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm dropping my disc, my disc track. Yeah. Next week.
Oh boy.
Heck are going down.
Oh damn. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow, join.
What would you leave as a question? Maybe you would ask us why we took this podcast idea from radio something.
Radiolab, I'll link it in the description. But everybody should listen to it because Radiolab is great.
Yes. All right, see you guys.